All right, so today I'm going to be talking about insecurity in the gym. It's a real thing, but I think it's kind of a smaller issue than what we make it out to be. I think a lot of people have this social fear of being in the presence of other people whilst performing something that is not a strength, where you're going to be perceived as weak, where you're going to expose how little you know about exercise, how little you know about your body's capabilities and performances and all these things. You're going to be hindered basically just due to the fact that you know you're not proficient at this yet. And it gets to a certain level that after a while of going to the gym, you're going to realize that most people are in the same boat. And it'll only take a certain amount of progress and time dedicated where you're going to be able to see that your body has changed a little bit and you're seeing results, that you're going to become comfortable with yourself. Um, until that moment, basically, the only determining factor of whether or not you'll keep moving forward is your own discipline, your own motivation. But at some point, you're going to look around at the gym and realize that most people in there are just like you, and maybe only 1% of everyone in there is someone that knows exactly what they're doing and they're progressing at a level that's like kind of out of your reach. But the majority of people are kind of on the same level. Some people are a little bit ahead, some people a little bit behind, but we're all just trying to figure out exactly what we're doing there. It's almost like we showed up without like any expectation of what was going to happen, and we're just trying to figure it out. I know another thing is that it's hard to find your own space while you're in the gym, and um, it's hard to just focus. And the reason why is because the gym is like a zoo. It's like there's so many things, so many different distractions around you. I'm not going to blame it on anyone, but I think we know what kind of distractions those could be. Basically, it's hard, you can't even like look around. Not only the fear of making eye contact, but just the fear of like, you don't want to be caught looking at someone at the wrong time just because you glanced or something like that. There's so many things that will run through your head while you're in the gym. And so the name of the game is self-discipline and motivation. And there's ways you can try and discover that, you can find that, but um, I think sticking to a routine is I don't know. It's one of the ways I think is kind of not so effective in keeping yourself motivated. When you find a routine, I guess you can find exercises you like, right? But once you keep doing the same things over and over again, it gives you the chance to kind of mentally disengage, and you can allow things to slow down your progress. But when you go to the gym every day with the purpose of discovering something new, discovering something about your own body, the muscles in your body, how your brain works, it's a different experience, I think. Sometimes okay, I know, like I've seen on YouTube and Instagram all these fitness people that give you workouts that tell you exactly how many reps and sets to do and all these things. But when you go into the gym, literally just trying to feel and make a connection with yourself, and the only things you do are the things you think your body needs, it's such a different experience, I'll tell you that. It's really just insane. There's times where I've gone to the gym and I totally felt like my workout meant nothing. Where like I did random things to the point where I had no idea what result it was going to have. I couldn't even tell if I was doing anything. But as soon as I started training in a way where I was the one dictating what I was doing, not like I wrote a plan beforehand or I did what I saw my favorite YouTuber do. When I walk into the gym and I decide today I need to do, for example, today sumo deadlifts. I want to feel strength in my hips and in my knees and my lower back, and I haven't done these in a little bit, so I'm going to do them. At that point, the focus is insane because you're basically you're forcing yourself to walk into uncharted territory. When you think you know how your workout's going to go before it even happens, it lets you kind of slack off a little bit, I think. At least for people like me who are not 100% disciplined and motivated, haven't had so much experience in the gym, it's super helpful to me. But I want to encourage anyone, this is the point of the video, I want to encourage anyone who has any social fear of the gym to get over it, to stop, basically not in a mean way, but to stop whining. Everyone has those and everyone is wrong about those. I think it's false to it's kind of disingenuous of you as a person to assume that other people are looking at you and judging you in a way that's not right. Unless you yourself have a tendency to do the same thing. Do you ever look around the gym and watch people and their form? You watch it to see if they're struggling, and you decide that they're doing the exercise wrong. And you're like, oh, poor guy doesn't even know what he's doing. If you've ever done this, you just gotta stop. You just gotta focus on yourself. And if that's not you, then that's good news. Just focus on yourself and trust that other people are doing the same thing. The only thing that can affect you is how you think things will affect you. And so if you think that someone else is looking at you, and because they're looking at you, you determine your actions based on that, at that point you're not even living a life. You're living a it's like a facade basically. So get right with yourself. One thing I would recommend though is that it definitely does add a benefit if you're in the gym by yourself and you're able to work in quietness. Basically, my way of doing that, my method is to work out at 6 a.m. in the morning. Maybe that might be 5:30 for some of you, 6:30 for some of you, or even earlier or later. Whatever that time is, just understand that most people are of a similar mindset. And so everyone's going to roll up to the gym at around 8 o'clock, around 10 o'clock, maybe 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, at the time that's most convenient, because not everyone has the discipline to do something just because it has to be done. They do it because they want to, but they do it when it's the easiest to do it. Obviously, some people have work, some people have school, all these things. But if you have the time and the capability to wake up early in the morning and to get work in, you're going to see so many benefits. I couldn't even waste enough time basically to name them all because the video is about to end. But the biggest thing for me is that when you are working while no one else is working, at least for me, it gives me such a sense of satisfaction. Not that I'm beating other people, but that I'm doing something for myself, in a way that that's making me grow, if that makes sense. Because when I have the freedom of not having anything on my schedule, and I can wake up whenever I want to, waking up at 6 a.m. is the last thing on my mind. I would rather wake up and work out at 10 a.m. and then start my day from there. But when you work out at 6 a.m. and you walk out of that gym after a good workout, maybe right before 7 o'clock, and in your mind you know that people are just now waking up to get ready to go to work or to school, it's literally such a great feeling. I couldn't even describe it. So I would recommend that to anyone, finding time. Some people like to do it late at night, but I don't like that as much. I think you should do it when you wake up, because theoretically that's when you have the most energy available in your system. Is if you've had a good day, several days in a row of eating and sleeping well, you wake up one morning, that time when you wake up is when you're at 100%, your battery is fully charged. And if you go through your whole day and then go hit a workout at the end of the day, is when you'll suffer. So here's my last rep of sumo deadlifts. I'm struggling with my grip. It's a long story. I'll get into it later, but that has been it for me. Hope you guys have a good one. Get off your butts, go to the gym today. It'll be good for you.